Hello and welcome to Race Space. Tonight we'll be doing I believe it's the fourth round of Rally Fighters. Do you think that's right, Mark? Fourth round? I'm
It is,
just,
yeah.
I
Fourth
just
round,
blanked.
sorry.
I just blanked for a second. Jo- Joining me on the stream tonight is Ratik. You guys will know him from the previous streams we've done.
How's it going? How's it going, everyone?
So our fourth round takes us to Hockenheim in Germany. And it's quite an exciting track, very technical, lots of turns, and it might be a very awesome night of racing, or it might be a very crashy night of racing.
Yeah, it's definitely a track that can, pardon me, throw up some good racing, and as you say,
And
it's
throw up
got
some
some hazards on
tires.
there. Yeah, lots of hazards on there.
Cool. So I will be in this first race. We've already got our drivers in the lobby here. It's myself, Kento, and Matsutsi for this first round. It would have also been Marius, but Marius can't make it tonight. He let us know. So just the three of us in this race. That could be a good or a bad thing.
I'd say a little bit more room on the track. That's definitely going to just settle you in for the first round.
Okay, so I think our drivers are ready. I'm getting a thumbs up there from Matsutsi. So I'm going to start it off, and Mark, take it away. I'll be driving.
Okay, good luck, mate. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Right, so yeah, as Carl was just saying, it is a very technical track. If people have never seen this track, there's every corner has virtually a big tyre stack on the inside or the outside, and they seem to have put them exactly where you want to take your line. I know it's highlighting the track, but as soon as you clip them, it can create major damage to your car, and also the tyres get scattered everywhere. So on the lap after, you may see throughout the evening, other cars have to kind of hit them out of the way, and that creates damage to their car. So it's going to be a very interesting night. Who can manage avoiding them and saving the car? It could even destroy them, and they might not even finish the 4 laps. Never mind when we get to the semi-finals and the finals with 6 laps. So they're just loading up there and getting the setups loaded. We've got Kento on pole with K9, Kyle right next to him, and Matsutsi a little bit further back on the second row. This first corner can always be tricky. When they come down this is a short little straight and then a sharp left-hand corner, and can get quite messy sometimes. The inside barrier, if you clip that, you're not going anywhere except for backwards. But we'll see how we get on for this first race. There the engine's revving, and I think we're underway. It seems to be a good even load there with Kento and Kyle a little bit wide, Kyle a little wide. Matsushi just gone a little bit wide there. Kanto seems to be holding his line. He's going to give Kanto some clean air now to just put in the laps and try and stretch a gap. Matsushi, he's on his heels though. He's gone up the inside a little bit. Is he going to find the space now? Kanto, the Honda is very quick, I'd say. So it's I don't know whether there's that much difference. Oh, Kento's gone wide. Matsushi's gone on the inside. You can see them tyres getting scattered there. Kyle's come through now and Matsushi and Kyle have both gone for the Joker, so they've got that out of the way. Joker, I don't think gains you or loses you much time on this track. Maybe corrected later, but I never feel to lose anything. It just gives you a better line going into the next corner. Matsushi now, he's getting a nice drift on. Seems to have controlled that line all the way through there. Kyle not too far behind him. Canto seems to have pulled up a little bit onto the back there. Yet to take his joker, I believe. So we'll see how that plays out. Whether he's going to hold out the last lap. He's gone for his joker now, so we're going to see this merge. He was right on the back of Kyle, so yeah, pretty much the same amount of gap. So he's just gone wide and run into the tyres. Very easily done. So you've got Matsusi still out in front now. All the tyres scattered around, so you've got to try and avoid them at all costs, really. He seems to have got a nice flow, nice rhythm on this track, Matsusi. Kyle not too far behind him. Misses bumper, but that's expected. I think we'll see every race the two bumpers missing on different cars. Just gone a little bit wide there, Kyle has, but nothing to worry about. Nice sideways kind of glance off the tyres. He just seems to be pulling out a little bit now. Seems to be finding his feet, and bearing in mind that the conditions can change tonight. I think there is rain expected at some point. As you can see, it's dry track at the moment. Just going to check back. Oh, Matthews has just made a mistake. Just a few more tyres out. Kyle just clipped a few then. The ones that were scattered in the track. See, probably tyre wear coming into it a bit now, and Matsushi just going a little bit wide on that one. Oh, I think he seems to have pulled him in a little bit there. Down to about 1.5 seconds. I think that's how it's going to finish on this one. Matsushi taking the win. Kyle in second. Oh, Kyle. I don't believe he's finished there. Has it blown the engine or run out of fuel?
Out of fuel.
Oh no. No.
Ish. And I thought I put enough in. I put like, it told me it would have given me 8 laps, so careful of your fuel tonight, guys.
That's the thing, innit? Sometimes you can test with that amount in, and then when it comes to race time, and you just haven't got quite enough.
I was on the final straight.
Yeah. So it's you could see there that a few tyre stacks got scattered around. Was it creating that much damage to your car, or
a little bit of bumping and stuff? It wasn't as bad as I've seen it before. It's when the tyres are all over the track is the big problem, but it definitely helps to avoid them if you can.
Right. I'll bear that in mind, but
yeah, it's hard. I knocked over a few, I think, as well. It's mistiming the drift. Okay, so the next race we've got Mark, Dusty, Kenny, and Jacques. This is going to be a fast race.
It's unexpectedly dry as well for me. I think I've been tuning my car mainly for a wet evening, which it was only I realised before that it was like it can change between heats, qualifying heats. So yeah, we shall see how this one goes.
Yeah, so the weather started on no rain, but it might develop just now.
Yeah.
Okay, I think this is everyone. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, cool. Good luck to the guys racing.
Cheers, mate. It's going to be a fast one, as you say. Some top contenders here. We know Dusty's coming to the championship and setting some super fast times. Just didn't have the best of luck in the last round, did he?
Very quick. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Dusty won the qualifying of La Hec. He just couldn't
Yeah.
quite stick it for that final. Um, but he is one of the guys that we've been watching closely now for his last 2 races he's entered. Uh, Probably a guy to watch here as well, because he does have uh, some of the world's fastest laps now in the game.
Yeah. I noticed that it's coming up on the screen now, isn't it? Right. I shall love you and leave you. See
Good
you in a
luck.
bit.
Check your fuel, and let's take a look here. So we got Kenny now in that black and blue Ford on the front there. Jacques sitting behind him in the star yellow and blue colored Ford with the red mirrors there in the background. And Dusty there on the inside of the track. He's in that Honda Red Bull livery. And Radtech in the Excite Mini. That's on our left. So they'll just be readying up, and it's gonna start up now. You can hear those engines revving, and they are off. Pretty good start there from everybody. Kenny gets into the turn first. Dusty knocks him a bit. He ends up in a barrier there. Jacques and Dusty tangling up, so this frees up Radtech though. Mark and Dusty rejoining a bit further down the straight off the edge, almost colliding with Radtech there, but Radtech gets through. So we got Radtech now leading the pack with Dusty just behind him. Jacques there with Kenny. You can just see Kenny went through some tires there. Some pretty close racing going on. Dusty just knocking all those tires there, taking them all out. So Dusty and Jacques go Joker while Radtech takes the standard lap with Kenny following him through. So they still got to take that Joker, but they're leading the pack at the moment. Mark just not quite getting around that corner very quick. Jacques in the background there hitting the wall though, so that's going to slow him down. Very close race here from the front three. You got to remember Dusty has taken that Joker lap already, so he's got that on these guys. Running wide though, Dusty. Can't quite see if he's managed to get on the track yet. He lost a bit of time there. Radtech taking that Joker lap now. He thinks he's got enough time to get out ahead of Dusty, and he does. So Radtech leading the guys that have jokered. Kenny leading the pack at the moment though. He still is going to have to Joker, so he might leave it for the 4th lap though. This is only the 3rd lap. Keeping it together here. Kenny. Ooh, bit of contact there between Kenny and Radtech. Radtech running wide into the next section, which has slowed him down slightly. Dusty gaining there in the background. So does Kenny think he's got the time to take his Joker here? He does go for the Joker, so we watch now for the merge. Where is he going to come out here compared to Radtech? He comes out just ahead of Radtech, so Kenny leading pretty comfortably now. He just needs to keep his head on his shoulders and finish this race. Around that first turn they go. So all these guys now looking that they're probably going to finish like this if nobody makes a mistake. Kenny coming to the final section here, going up the hill. No issues there from Kenny. He crosses the line in first place. Radtech right behind him in second place. Dusty goes over in third. Jacques could have run out of fuel or blown an engine because he hasn't made it up the hill in that final section. Might be damage he picked up from the wall earlier in the race.
I can't say my car was handling how I wanted it to for them conditions, but I'm gonna leave it as it was. It seemed to be okay.
Oh, you did okay.
Yeah, there's a little bit of contact at the start. I think I could see Dusty and Jack, I believe it was, just veering off
Yeah,
down the main street a little bit.
and Kenny also a little bit, I think maybe with Dusty there going into the first turn, which sent him a bit wide. So now we go on to the final race of qualifying one. Got a new person joining us for tonight's racing. We got BT there. You guys will know him from the GT3 series that finished the other week. He raced for Team Nissan in that one. But he is joining tonight as a third Savage Racing Mini.
It was good to get new guys into the championship. Everybody's welcome. Anybody that's watching it that fancies having a go, you're all more than welcome.
Yeah, to get involved, just join our Discord channel. The link is available on our YouTube channel from the banner at the top of our channel. It's got a little link there to our Discord server. And yeah, just let us know and we'll point you in the direction of how to sign up. So we got the next guys driving tonight in this one is Alessandro, Mark, Matt, which is TKB, and Bailey, which is BT. Alessandro is running late, he let us know, so he might only join later in the night. He might miss a race or two.
Berries can't make it as well, Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan also out of tonight's racing. So I think this is all we've got for this race at the moment. Let's go for it. These guys are ready.
It's quite good. We've had a mini in every round of qualifying in this race one. It's
My only advice to the new guys, check your fuel.
that's one thing I did. I went straight in there and I was like, I even put in two more liters just to make sure.
I checked when I went in for fuel straight away, and it told me that I had like 12 laps of fuel. So I was like, okay, well, I'll knock it down like to 8 laps. It's only a 4-lap race, and that's what happens. So it's going back up to a 12 lap fuel load. But yeah, it's going to be cool to see what BT can do.
Yeah, it's interesting to see him. I've raced against him in other cars, but never in a rallycross.
And Mark also very quick. Or sorry, Matt, very quick from Lohek the other day. He actually set the fastest qualifying time in qualifying 2, which is why he'll be in the last race of qualifying 2 tonight. So he's definitely one in this series to keep an eye on. He does often have a round where he sets the fastest. Some tire spin there from the Ford and they're off. Looks like Matt's going to make it into the first turn first. He does. Mark falling away in the background there. Not quite sure what happened to him. Something's not looking right with his car though. So BT following through, just running a bit wide there. Not so easy to do that corner when your back wheels catch that sand. It pulls you in. So that's going to make him fall a bit further behind TKB there in the front. But it is his first time, so he will improve, I'm sure, as we go throughout the evening.
I was going to say, he's probably just really conscious not to affect anybody else's race as well, isn't he?
That's what he was saying at the start. Yeah. He just doesn't want to crash anyone tonight, he said. So.
Kevin done his joker already. Seems to be out in front. We know with his pace, he's just going to pull away now and be able to set a super
very fast, sideways there in the background from BT. That's what we like to see in the Mini. He ran it a bit wide, but that's sort of our team motto there. Full send. Oh, nicely done there.
Yeah. I'm holding up a 9. 9.
Yeah, this is some good sideways from BT. It's a good showing.
He seems to have found the right style to drive that Mini at the moment, isn't it?
He is very new to rallycross. He only started doing a couple practice laps the other day, and he 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 was a bit worried joining. I think just worried that he would crash people. He said so. We did talk him into it, and he's giving it a shot. So
Yeah, he looks to be handling it now, and I think having this nice bit of air will settle his confidence a little bit.
definitely. So let's see what's going on there at the front or at the back quickly with Mark. I think there's something wrong there with he looked like he got a bad start there and hasn't looked right since. So he's probably got something wrong with his setup.
Yeah. Plus he's on controller, isn't he? You know, Mark's
that as well. Yeah.
With this being a technical track, I'm sure it's probably.
It is probably one of the hardest ones to do on controller.
Gonna check back in with TK Bear now.
TK Bear now just going on to his final lap. Sending it more sideways there than we saw earlier. Not as sideways as I would send it, but but that's why he's usually faster than I am. So
he's nice and smooth, isn't he? Just following them along.
TK Bear and Kenny's team actually winning the series at the moment, putting in some good points every round.
You can see why, can't you? They're both super quick drivers and smooth driving styles as well.
Some tyres flying around there. You'll see a lot of that tonight, I'm sure. And unless he runs out of fuel here like I did, he's over that line in first place. Just coming to the final section now is BT. He'll take second in this one. Not a bad attempt there at all.
Good performance. Getting marks, getting on.
I think we're going to see a lot of loose bumpers here in this race. You can see a lot of bumpers hanging loose. Don't know where he went there. He's taken a different route.
Even the camera couldn't come in, man.
It looked like his car just ate that cone on the way past and spat it out again. So but I don't think he's going to make it here, unfortunately. And he just doesn't make it. He gets to that final section. So it's a TK Bear win, BT second, and Mark finishes in third. As we said, the conditions are going to change here throughout the night, so we might see a big variety in results and who wins what. So on to qualifying 2 now. I'll be racing again with Matsutsi and his brother, if he is here yet. He might not be, so BT also sticks around for this one. So
yeah, I can see Alessandro has sent a message on the YouTube, and he said he's still at work, but he's got enough time to see some races. So
nice. So he'll be
never mind
cheering his brother on here.
Yeah, never mind having a break. Get the work done. Get home early. Come on.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm in. Here the director, we've got Matsutsi and we've got BT, so it'll only be a 3-car race for this one. I'm going to have to double check my fuel going into this one. And the weather is going to change now for this one. We are seeing a change of weather.
See a bit of damp track emerging there.
Damp track and no damp meister.
Yeah. Unfortunately, another one that couldn't make it for tonight, isn't he?
Yeah, he just had some other commitments to finish with. We might see him later on in the series again, so hoping to see him.
Yeah. Have we got any more planned wet races? Well, that might be wet coming up in the future for
In
him.
the season, there's this one on the calendar and Wild Crest, which is South Africa. So when we
Right.
get to
So
South Africa, that has the potential to be quite a wet race as well.
I'm sure he'll be in for that one, being a home race for him. Right.
All right, I'll leave you to it.
On pole. Okay. Thank you. So yeah, we can see Kyle on pole there. Matsushi second alongside him, and then BT just starting just slightly behind him. It's going to be an interesting race this one, with the wet weather as well. It's going to throw in a right curveball. You can judge where the grip is, get the grip down, power down, and see how we're going. We're just loading up now. I think we're underway. We're off. Kyle seems to have a good start there. He's pulled a little bit of a gap. Matsushi's gone wide. Kyle, even the tie line, Matsushi just caught the back of Kyle and he just unsettled his car and spun him out. So you've got BT onto the back of Kyle. I think he's going to be cautious of no contact there, but seems to be following his lines and keeping on pace with him. That's good to see. He's got Carl just went a little bit tight, nose some tyres, they've scattered. Just going to check on Matsushi, see how he's getting on now. He's got his rhythm going again now, but he's 5 seconds behind. Nobody went for the Joker on that first lap. Just edged some more tyres, just as that's on the Joker exit. We're just finding the weather, and obviously jumping from condition to conditions, you've got to read the grip in a couple of laps. We just went with Kai, he's just gone a little wide, which allows BT up the inside. BT actually done his Joker as well. That's just come up on my screen and he's into the lead. So is this going to be a first win for BT, which is going to be awesome on his first round of the race of Rallycross. Carl, you can just see he's gone through the Joker there. So he's completed that now and he's 1.5 seconds down. I would say BT seems very nice and smooth. Carl, you can just see on the full send and Matsushi in the background that even with a bigger full send. Commitment. Matsushi's 6 seconds down. Made a mistake, he was gone wide a little bit. Him running wide, and with these wet conditions, once you get on that grass, there's someone. I must have headbutted the outer side of the corner there or something. Super tight to there. That was millimetres from them tyres. Never touched them. And BT's made a slight mistake, so the race is on there. It's they're all back in a pack. Matsushi's gone for his Joker. A smooth line here. 2 minutes out in front. BT's just holding on. He's just brushed the ball. Oh dear. Oh dear. That was some major contact there. So that allows Matsushi through to the front. After being 6 seconds down a lap ago, he seems to have just kept it smooth. 2 minutes there, just checking up a little bit, just kind of over rotating in that corner. But Matsushi seems to have found the rhythm now, and he's blended in there very nicely. Lap 4, so we're coming around to the checkered flag here. I think the big turnaround on the events. Matsushi takes the win. Carl in second, and BT just struggling with a bit more grip, I think, towards the end.
That was my bad. I thought it was the last lap.
Oh, you did you've done a back route
I did
there,
a
have
back road. I miscounted.
you? That's awesome in one way, but maybe not in another. But yeah.
That was my bad. I ruined both our races. When I realized it was too late in the wet.
Mm. In these conditions, the slippy track, slippy surface.
That was unfortunate, but well done to Matsutsi there. Sticking it out to the end.
Yeah, he had a good comeback. He was 6 seconds down at one point, but managed to find a rhythm. I think he improved throughout the race. Seems to be struggling to start with.
Kento, Kenny, and Mark are next. Not you, Mark. The other Mark.
Number one.
Yeah, that was my bad. Apologies, BT. I really thought it was the fourth lap. I thought it was a chase. I even heard you through the mic saying it was going to be a win, and I thought, oh, shoot, it's the last lap.
Maybe I could have said that.
So I did a sprint to the end.
So you're blaming me?
No, I'm blaming me. But I wondered why when I crossed the line it never went into the finish screen, and then I had to react. Okay, so Kento is here. I just need to go in that. Kento, Kenny, and Mark. Kento, Kenny, Mark. Cool. So on to the next one. Let's hope they have better luck than what BT just had. Okay, we're loading in. What do you think's going to happen here, Mark?
Well, I think with the cars that are on track, I mean, Kenny has to be a favourite. We saw him have a little bit of a mix-up. He was in my race, wasn't he? And but he came back, and then once he got in front of me, he just pulled away. So if he can get clear, I think he's just going to be down for setting a fast time. I think with Mark and Kento, I think it's could be a fight between them. We saw Mark struggling, obviously, before the controller. I don't know how he's going to fare with that in the rain, whether it's going to make it a little bit better for him. So we can see there's too many Kens on the board, but it's Kento on pole, and it's Kenny in third, isn't it?
Kenny is there in that Ford in the background, that black and blue.
Yeah, he's got to try and get past these guys, which could be the...
It's very slippery, I can tell you that. It's easy to clip walls and stuff now in this rain. You can see Mark already ran extremely wide there into the barrier, so that's a mistake that's been made a few times. Ooh, straight into the wheels. There goes Kento, so his bumper's off. Got Kenny holding the front line there. He's looking okay. A little bit of a knock there from Kento, but nothing too serious.
Seems to be just pulling away now, doesn't he, Kenny, I'd say. Kento making a bit of a...
So it is odd to see Kenny sort of in one of these races. Usually he's in that last one of the slightly faster guys. Oh, Kento, as he goes around, seems to have connected with Mark there, and he spins around. So he has got to just get himself going back the right way, and he is on his way to catch them again. Mark there. I have to say that Citroen doesn't pick up. That Citroen doesn't pick up too much damage like some of these cars, like the way it looks.
Yeah, always seems to hold together, doesn't it? Well,
its bumpers don't fly off very easily by the looks of it.
We're having a good battle here.
Is a good battle. It's tough in the rain. Little knocks can send you a bit wide into walls, but they seem to be coping here.
There's definitely slippier lines if you just go out wide. It definitely gets slippier, doesn't it? And then,
so Mark goes for his joker there. It's very nicely done. He keeps it within those cones. Just a bit wide into that wall. Still chasing down Kento there. But that's the kind of thing that you see with the rain a lot more, is guys running wide into barriers like that, just clipping a barrier. Just that small knock can send you into another wall, so you've got to be very careful. See what Kenny's up to there at the front now. He's got a little bit of damage at the front. He probably knocked a tire or two.
Just see one there, go in there, can you? Yeah,
see how close he gets here. He rotates a little more than maybe what we saw from Matt earlier. But Matt was racing in the dry then. This is the wet.
A nice move line in the Kenny.
Very good of them not to knock those tires over on the inside there. As I say that, he takes out those ones, but the other ones over there they haven't knocked over yet, and that's it shows. And this section doesn't look like too many got knocked over either, so pretty good driving from all of these guys. Final section, he is on the 4th lap, so he's not like me, he's not going to count it wrong, and he's over. Kento now coming to that final section, just passing where the Joker lap would be.
Full send in that corner.
We don't see too many full sends from that Honda, so it's nice to see that's a proper full send as well.
Yeah,
and over he goes.
You can hear the revs up, can't you? On that car, you can hear the revs up.
Mark not on the screen. He did that earlier on the last lap. Oh, same place as well.
Possibly same corner, yeah.
Yeah, I think he stops there for a break. He just a pit stop maybe. Yeah. Something in that corner that we can't see. We got to see what's there where we go around the next time.
One of us will have to go and check it out.
Yeah. I probably will end up doing it. I'll let you guys know. So that is Kento, Kenny and Mark done for that race. Just screenshotting the results. And on to the 3rd race of qualifying 2. So for this race we've got Matt, Ryan, Jacques, Mark and Dusty. Ryan won't be able to join us, so it's just a 4-car race then, with Matt, Jacques, Mark and Dusty. So this is the fast race for the fast boys from Le Hec. Mark, you made it into the fast boys from Le Hec. How does that feel?
Yeah, it's quite surprising. I must have just scraped in there somehow, but I'm not liking the result bringing into this one, because now it puts me in these heats with some extremely fast boys there.
Could lead you to push harder and get some faster times. So
yeah,
not the end of the world. Just race your own race and
that's the thing,
hope for the best.
I'm not going to try and push in this one with it being wet.
Okay, we got all our guys in. Everyone is in their cars and we are off. Good luck in your race, Mark.
Yeah. We'll thanks very much.
Chat after. So we can see the lap or the track map there as we load in there on the right. Very tight joker, that one. Not the easiest of jokers we've seen so far. One thing I do really like about this track is that turn 1 though. You can see who has the most bravery around that corner as they send it in that corner. See how close they can get the front of their car to that inside wall. See if anyone can brush that wall without crashing. So we got TK there in that blue Ford, blue and black. You've got Jacques in the star-covered Ford on the left there. Ratek sitting at the back, in the middle of the pack. We got Dusty there in the Honda on the inside. So they're just going to be doing their setups here. You can see the windscreen wipers going. And they're off. Bit of tire spin there from Matt. Matt is going to get into that first turn first. There he goes. They're all around safe. Nobody ran it too wide. Jacques a bit wide there into some tires which get knocked across the track. But TK Bear still holding on there. Mark just running it wide into the kitty litter there. So a little bit of a fight going on at the back there. This allows Matt to gain some room, but he makes a mistake, goes into some tires. So it's all bunched up again. He's taken his Joker now. Where is he going to come out compared to these guys? Very close side by side with Jacques, but he just manages to get past. So he has done his Joker and he's still in the front. So for now... Ooh, Jacques passed on the next turn though, so Jacques leading the race here. Dusty also manages to get his car through on that straight. Ooh, collision there, Matt into Dusty, which sends them through some tires. Not sure where Dusty ended up though. Dusty somehow on the track again. He's just ahead of Ratek now, so bit of a battle going on here with Dusty and Ratek maybe. Dusty a little bit close on that inside, takes out the tires. Some tires all over the track now. Car's looking a bit battle scarred. Jacques into that inside wall again. I think he did that last time, so that's 2 races he's done that. So this allows Dusty through. Dusty leading the pack now, still has to Joker though, so whether he can take his Joker lap quickly or not will depend on where he comes out. All the other guys have done their Joker, so this could even be Ratek's race to win here if he can just hold it together for another lap after this one. I think Dusty might go Joker here, and he does. In the Joker he goes. Very well done there. He is going to come out just ahead of Mark by the looks of it there. So Dusty with a pretty big lead that he's carved out there. Ratek also quite a big gap between him and third place. We've got Shark there, but battle damaged, bringing up fourth place. Just watching Dusty now as he takes the last few corners here of the track. Final corner, he's held it together. Dusty will finish the race in first place, followed closely by Ratek in second. We've got Matt TK coming around that final corner, he finishes third. And Jacques just getting across that line now, he comes over in fourth place. So a lot of action happening in these wet races. It changes things up quite a bit. We had a few position changes there in the end.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't expect to come. I haven't got enough races thing. It's unfortunate. Yeah, I didn't expect to come from the back. I dropped back a little bit. I'd made a mistake on that second corner, the big long left-hander.
I think there was a few mistakes made there by a few guys, which is why the positions changed so much. Dusty managed to get through eventually, and it was just down to making less mistakes, I guess. That's looks like what tonight's races will be about, as we saw from Matsutsi earlier, and now from this race. So on to qualifying 3, we've got for the first race Carlo, so we got Matsutsi, got Matsutsi's brother Alessandro, if he can make it back in time. I don't think he will be back though, so it will just be Matsutsi and BT, because Marius was supposed to be in this race as well. So this is going to be good for these two guys. They're going to have a lot of track to themselves to work with and put in some fast times.
Yeah, it's going to give them. I got you. I thought you were in this one as well, then, for a second.
No.
But yeah, it's going to give them a chance to.
People don't want me to race with them. I count my laps wrong. Okay.
I'll take 50% of that joint effort.
No, it was my bad. I've counted it wrong twice. I messed up my fuel the first time. Okay, so weather changes once again.
Oh.
Heavier rain now. Let's see how everyone lasts.
This is going to throw up even more conditions, but then you expect it to be slippy because they've just raced in the rain, so you expect it to be maybe a little bit slippier. So you can kind of adjust for that. You
get used to it. It's hard to go from dry to wet, but once it's already wet, it's a bit of an easier transition to a little bit more wet. Yeah.
You just think, I'll take it a little bit slower. Then you get in a heat of a battle of a race, and that all goes out the window, and you've just got
the trickiest corner on this track in the wet, I think, is that one you ran wide on that first lap in the rain into the sand or the kitty litter there. Because it's very hard to judge. You've got to brake quite a lot earlier than you do when it's dry, and obviously it's one of those full send corners, so you want to still be going pretty fast into it. You don't want to be completely stopped.
It's hard to get the transition, isn't it, from the kind of straight line back into a drift at such a high speed. Right.
So we got BT with his windscreen wipers on. I don't see Matsutsi's on, so hopefully he can see where he's going in all this rain. Matsutsi gets into that corner first, hard on the brakes.
BT's going to have a good run on him, I reckon, down this straight.
BT is actually looking pretty fast. I have to say I was a bit surprised when I raced him in the last one. I didn't think he was going to be horribly slow, but he definitely has a bit of pace on some of these corners. He was in my mirrors for a while, like right on my tail in the first lap or two.
Yeah, I was surprised. He was following you quite well, and he was doing that there. I think they had a little bit of contact there, but I think BT just waited for Matsutsi to get back on track, which is...
Ooh, very sideways there from Matsutsi. I think BT took out those tyres. I don't think it was Matsutsi, so that was a proper full send around the tyres.
It's good to see though that they're both still in
this Citroen, I reckon, is probably, this and the Mini are probably the two cars that look the most impressive going sideways.
Yeah. Nice drift there by Matsutsi. I think
BT must have made a bit of a mistake there. Probably ran that corner wide we were talking about earlier. That seems to be where he slipped off. but
having a good run
still
though.
having a good run.
Yeah, for his first event. He's,
On not such an easy track and not such easy conditions, it's a pretty good go. So let's see Matsutsi there, what he's doing in the front. He goes very wide there into that first turn.
That's all it takes, isn't it? Is one mistake from Matsushi and they'll be back together and easily done in these conditions.
Very sideways. He just sends it the whole way through there sideways. You can see lots of puddles there on that turn.
Yeah, you can definitely see the rain coming down heavier, which, as you say, even them puddles aquaplane a little bit as well. That can throw up a bit of a steer and adjust mid-corner and stuff.
You can see the car sliding a bit as he's going. He's not able to get it straight all the time around these corners, so now he crosses the line to do his final lap, taking a very wide entry to that corner, and he seems to have worked from that time. You can see BT just coming around that corner, taking out some tires on the way.
Nice drift through there.
Very sideways, still sending it sideways there. BT also holding it together that go round. He's just on the edge of that road.
So Matsushi has to take his Joker this one. I mean, that could throw up something.
Yeah, so Matsushi into the Joker. Let's see how he does around there. He's going to send it in here now. He has to Joker. Into the Joker he goes. Very tight, good line there.
Nicely, yeah, nicely through there.
Nicely done. He's actually looking very strong today, Matsushi. Very wide though into that one, and he hits the wall a bit, but over the line he goes. BT obviously hitting some tires or something because he's lost his bonnet. Very common in that Mini. I think I did it in an earlier race. And that is race 1 for qualifying 3. On to race 2. I'm in this one.
Yeah.
Alright, so screenshot.
Full grid of 4 on this one as well, shouldn't it?
Yeah, so this is Jacques, Kento, Mark, and me. So I'm going to try and count my laps properly this time.
No, I won't mention them.
We got Jacques here. We got Mark. Just waiting on Kento, and then we're good to go. What's interesting about a race with Mark and either of us and either Kento or Dusty, if we're all in the same, as we're all the energy drink cars. Got
Yeah.
Monster, Red Bull, and Excite.
Yeah, doing good for sponsorship there. They still haven't sent us anything, but you know.
Yeah. Alright, so I think everything's good there to go. I'm going to start it up.
Yeah.
Good luck to everyone racing, and good luck on commentary.
Yeah, enjoy, mate. Right, so yeah, this 4-car grid, which in these conditions can throw up some interesting racing. It all goes down to where you are on the grid position to start with. I mean, like in these conditions, you can't really make a plan on what you're going to do for a race. It's just read it as it's happening and see what other guys are doing. If they're battling, I'd rather let them battle, and chances are they might have a bit of contact to open a gap. But we shall see. I mean, we've seen We've seen Kento tonight. He's been on there. He's been giving it some full sands. Tyres, I think. Mark's struggled as well with running wide on corners and stuff. Obviously on controller, so in these conditions. I think Jack had a little bit of trouble last time.
Sharks hit that first turn inside wall twice, so that's something to watch.
Yeah. Obviously, yeah. Alright, we're engines revving, we're on the way. Wipers are all on. They're off. It's going to be a tight go down here. Got Mark just nailed it. Kyle, beautiful round the outside. Send it round the outside, Kyle. Jack seems to have speeded off a little bit. Mark's into second and Kento into third, so Jack right there. Check on Kyle. It's been nice and smooth. Over that, Kento. Speed under control at the moment. And Jack has got through on Mark, so there's been a slight mistake there for Mark, and it's allowed Jack to get through. So a nice even gap, and no one, I believe, at the moment has done any tyres. Kento went for his joker, so that's allowed Jack to go through on Kento, but Kento's still on right on the back of him, but just unsettled his line, I think, so Kento ran a little bit wide there. So Jack's coming on strong now, and seems to have got a bit of anger between him and frustration with mistakes, and he seems to have found the line and seems to be pretty smooth and settled. I think it's just a bit of Turbo 11 stalled, as I said, that was onto the back of Kyle. Kento the only one that jokered at the moment. So it was hard to say. Kyle just caught the back end on the exit back corner. Hasn't lost too much time. He's kept it going. Jack meanwhile goes for the joker. So that merge there is there's plenty of gap for them to be safely. So Jack is just setting in some fast time now, and still yet to do his joker. Sure he's probably got enough gap there to just in time. Now Kento going. A full send around that corner, nicely drifted out, just out onto the curb, slided all the way onto there. It's a nice line, but that's working out. Back to the tyre that's already been scattered there now. He seems to be under control of that at the moment. Near a minute to watch. Kyle must have gone, it's got a little bit wide. And Mark's corner, and Kento was there on the thing. With a tyre wearer going to it now, and Mark just up the inside of him to take his joker, and Carl's got the joker at the same time. We'll get back to Jack at the front. He's also done his joker, so everyone's jokered there in the last lap. Jack, seems to be nice and smooth, under control. He's suffering, as I say, with a little bit of engine power there on that corner. Once the revs go down too low, it struggles to up a bit. Really for his suffers with that. As I say that, I look back up and Kyle has moved back up into second. So we missed all that, unfortunately for that. Mark was in third, and Kento ran back. So apologies for that, I missed that one, but we were just checking on Jack. And Kyle just keep it nice and controlled. Jack has finished the race. Kyle did a good full send. He's looking plenty of time now. Just last ball under control. Has enough fuel. He's across the line in second. Mark in third. Kento just coming around now. He's just running wide. I think everyone's struggling as they go through the race with tyre
wear on that last lap.
I thought it looked like that, mate. Everybody was kind of very wide and going into corners backwards almost.
Yeah.
Tricky conditions then.
Very tricky. It's doable, but tricky.
Mm.
Okay, so Dusty, Matt, Kenny, and Mark, you're in for this one. For the third
Fair enough.
race of qualifying 3.
Pardon me.
So those of you joining us now, or if you've lost track of where we are, we're on the third race of qualifying 3 now. Just waiting for TK to get in that car that he's in, and he's in. Dusty. Okay, we're good to go. Good luck, Mark. Good luck, everybody.
Yes, thanks very much. I'll see what the conditions are like this time.
Just brake a bit earlier than what you think you need to brake.
Yeah, I'll try that. I'll try that caution approach. But it's in the heat of battle that goes out the window, doesn't it? Sometimes.
Yeah.
So, right, I'll leave it with you.
Alright, loading into this race now. So once again, we're with the guys that were the fastest in low heck for qualifying 3. Got Matt sitting there at the front. Got his teammate there on our left side, Kenny, in the black and blue Ford. The very back we got Dusty. We know he's been quick. And Mark in that Mini Cooper, the lone Mini. Ready to go. Windscreen wipers are on, the cars are revving. And they're off. TK getting to that corner first. Kenny on his outside, just getting pushed slightly wide there. They collect some tires on the way past. Ooh, we got Matt now, spins off. He does get some contact there with Kenny. Kenny manages to hold it together though. We got Ratek there side by side with Dusty. He picks up a bit of bump from Dusty and affects his line through this entire section by the looks of it. So a little bit of fighting in the background. He has actually helped out Kenny, who's managed to get away from the pack now, and he just needs to race his own race now, and he should be fine. Dusty takes that joker lap, just wanting to get away from some of these other cars. He gets out ahead of the 2 cars that were behind him there, the TK and Ratek. So he needs to put in some fast laps now just to try and catch Kenny, who has not jokered yet. Some action here at the back with Matt and Mark. Sending it so sideways through that section, the 2 of them. Ooh, little bit of contact there in the rain, that can be tough. But Matt running it wide, so he's crashed into a barrier somewhere which spins him off the track. So Ratek up to 3rd place. He's got plenty time now to take his joker and come out in front of that car in 4th place. So if he plays his cards right here, he should be able to hold on to that 3rd place for the rest of the race. Maybe if another car makes a mistake, he could gain some time there and try fight for another position. Kenny keeping it smooth though, not making many mistakes. coming to that last corner. Still a lap to go though, so around that last corner is Kenny. He goes on to the the last lap of the race. Dusty running it very wide but doesn't hit any barriers, which is lucky for him. They might have been moved out of the way on a previous lap with someone else. Rattech gets around no problem. We got Matt struggling a little bit in this heavier rain. Kenny just getting those last corners wrong, but that might be down to tyre wear. We know that it's getting a lot harder in these last few laps to stay on the track. Over the line, Kenny in first place. Dusty finishes in second. Around that final corner is Rattech, and he's going to take third place in this race. Final corner goes TK Bear. He's going to finish fourth that go around. Struggling a little bit there, I think, is TK Bear in this rain.
Oh, that does make it a fair bit slippier in conditions, doesn't it? So, I can see the lap times off Kenny though. Might even be a little bit quicker in that one, but definitely seeming to get the power down.
I think still I saw him make a few more mistakes in that last lap than he did in the previous ones. So I think that last lap the guys are struggling with grip.
Yeah,
I'm kind of hoping they are, because I am.
I noticed that myself on that last one. It seemed to just want to go wide all the time. So.
Yeah, I got overtaken by the back of my car a few times in the race that I did. So now we're going into qualifying 4. We got Mark, Matsutsi, and BT in this one. We got Matsutsi's brother should have been in this one, but I don't know if he's made it back yet.
I don't see him in the Discord chat or anywhere really.
So we need to lose somebody here. We need to lose TKB because he is in the final race of qualifying 4. Dusty is in the final race as well, so he needs to go. Qualifying 4, race 1. Mark, Matsutsi, and BT. We've got our guys, we've got our race. Weather is staying the same for this one, so it's another round of heavy rain. It's not called heavy rain in the game, it's just called rain, but it's heavier than light rain.
I mean, it can be quite frustrating sometimes, but it's good to race in these different conditions. It's you know, you could go and race in dry races every time, but realistic in life, you know, you do have some races that are absolutely in downpours, don't you? And
there was a race not last season in the World Rallycross, but the season before. I think it was Portugal where it snowed.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I mean.
So you got to be ready for anything. And these cars, if you're ever going to get a wet race, these cars can definitely handle it.
I was going to say, I mean, like with the rallycross as well, I don't think they shy away from cancelling a race just because it's rained or rained too heavy or snowed.
It takes only like something like this Corona to stop rallycross, I think. I don't think there's much that can slow down a rallycross event.
No.
Even if they don't have a track, they could race it anyway in a parking lot.
The drivers would be always up for it, wouldn't they? Whether the marshals would have to stand there and do it all day. But
so we got our guys. We only got Mark there with his windscreen wipers on. I wonder if other guys can see. Maybe they haven't readied up yet.
They've got it on. Yeah, maybe they've got them on and.
Yeah, they just readied up now. So sinking there, we see them come on BT's car. And they're off. Good pull there by Mark off the start. So he gets into the turn first, but BT up on the inside again, so they're going to drag down, but BT now in that collision, he goes off the track.
He settled, he regained it quite well.
Mark running wide, so BT going to come out side by side with Mark again in this section of the track. Mark running into that barrier though, running wide. So BT is through into second place behind Matsutsi. Matsutsi actually doing very well tonight in his heats. I think he's pretty much won all his heats, if I'm not mistaken. Most of them have been against me and my brother, and he's been beating us.
Seems to be pretty settled at the time, you know, with the tyres on this wet track. He seems to have a nice flow.
Yeah, so he's holding his composure well through these races. BT doing well in the background there, seems to be gaining him. He has also taken his Joker, BT, so very quick from him.
I was going to say, if he could just reel him in a little bit more or stay with him, there's a good chance he could take the lead on the merge, the Joker.
Definitely. So this is the race to watch now. Can BT catch Matsutsi?
Oh, got some tyres to contend with. He ran it wide.
BT getting a good line through there though. Matsutsi ran it a bit wide.
He made time on him. See a few tyres as well, just where you come out.
Oh, too close to that wall there, and that's what happens when you get too close to the wall. Happens to everybody eventually.
So Mark's not too far behind as well.
Mark also been catching up. He still also needs to take that Joker though, so they got to figure out their Jokers.
He's caught onto the back of Matsutsi very quickly.
So they both teammates, these two.
So they're not going to want to have contact, are they? They're both, keep it clean.
We don't know what their team rules are though. We don't know if they
Oh, nice drift then from their boys. Both gone for the Joker at the same time.
Oh,
just a little bit of a nudge.
Some contact there between the two of them, and more contact. So BT might end up catching them here. Just not enough time, making his own mistakes there in the background. Still a lap to go though, so let's see what happens. So now we've got Mark leading and Matsutsi chasing. Both with flappy bumpers there at the start, on the front.
Both just dropping
flapping in unison.
So where did Mark go then? Because
I think he ran wide again. So he's fallen behind Matsutsi now, able to keep it under control in this last lap. It might be down to the tyre wear, as we've been saying before.
So
we are on that last lap.
That corner, he made it round that this time, because every other race we've gone, and he's been gone off wide for a cup of tea or something.
So getting to that last section now, and Matsutsi crosses the line in first place once again tonight. Second goes to Mark, and BT chasing them down here. He's lost his bonnet again from all that contact, but a good show from him tonight on his first ever competitive rallycross event.
I just saw as well that Alessandro just left the session, so he must have just
by like a minute or two. That's very unfortunate, but he's obviously welcome to join us whenever he's free and we're racing. So we look forward to seeing Alessandro join us later on in the season. So on to race 2 of qualifying 4. It's going to be Kento and myself, just the two of us. So a nice cozy race for us. It should have also included Marius and Ryan, but they were unable to make it tonight. So tactically speaking, this is sort of it might not be the best of races to watch as a spectator, but as a driver, this is kind of what you would want to get your best time. As you want some open track to work with and not a lot of pressure on you to just knock out some solid laps. All right.
So I'm expecting a good time from you on this one then, Carl. If
Yeah, I gotta tactically thinking that's what should happen.
Yeah.
I can think tactically about it, but can I do the driving? That's what we'll see now.
I think Kento's been strong at the start of the races. I think
Kento has definitely been doing better and better. I think even throughout the series he's been improving every race, so he's definitely not someone to sleep around.
Definitely, and like watching him tonight, I think he starts off stronger. I don't know whether the Honda is spinning the tyres too much and just getting too much tyre wear, because towards the end, especially the last lap, he really struggles. So I think if you can manage that engine rev and maybe short shift and just kind of get the power down and save your tyres more towards the end, so you have a more consistent run. But, I mean, what do I know? I mean, I make the same mistakes as everyone else. It's just something that I try and practice. But, right, so we've got the two cars just here. It's just Mini and the Honda, which is going to be interesting to see how this first lap plays out, to see if they get a bit of races, or whether it's going to be a dogfight all the way through. We shall see. I mean, as I say, Kento there, he's probably got the stronger kind of line to hold if they have an even break.
My controller died, so I couldn't hear anything or speak.
Right.
So I'm back now. Now I could get ready.
Right. Right, so we'll just wait for Carl to load his setup and see there, turn his wipers on. Just jumped in now, so we're syncing. So, yep, wipers come on, and we're underway. Who gets the best launch here? It's dead level. Enter holding the line, Kyle beautifully, set the switch back, put up to the inside. I think he had a good corner last time, so we'll just see how this plays now. So Kyle has got a nice little bit of gap just to control it and keep it smooth. Kento, he seems to be driving it nicely at the moment, just maybe a little bit wide, clips the barrier, but won't settle too much. He's just nudged the tyre stack. There's one that's come out onto the track, but the rest not too bad. Carl's just clearing up a little bit, really, aren't he? Kento's gone for his joker this time. So, probably the best tactic, really, is get it out of the way. And saw that Kyle didn't go for his joker, and he just thought, well, I'll do it different. You don't want to be doing it on the same route. So he just removes his bumper, Kento. I think he's done that every race. He doesn't like his front bumper. Back end onto that outside gravel, but held up pretty well. Kyle's still fully intact. Just keeping it smooth, maybe run a little bit wide there, went out of camera. Just loses his front bumper, but nothing to worry about with a side on impact. So, with just these two cars, there's plenty of space now. Kyle's gone for his joker now just to cover off Kento, knowing that he's probably done his joker, and there we go. Both seem to have the hang of the track now. They've both raced in these conditions before, they know what to expect. It was a major surprise. With a nice drift all the way around that corner, just out onto the curb, back end's going nicely under control all the way through that section. Nice switch back onto the next one. Yeah, didn't even run wide that time. go on to Kento, see how he's getting on. He's what is he, 4 seconds behind, but he's still got the pace. I can hear a mini somewhere, yeah. So Carl just ran a little bit wide and just kind of got stuck, I think, a bit in the wall up there at Reading. He's got some work to do to just catch something like Kento. Kento is going off down the straight, so whether Kento can just keep his calm now for these. It is the last lap, so Kento, has he got enough tyre grip left? Is he going to keep it all under control? Like Darren is on the limiter. I'll give him that. 3 minutes. See the mini come into shots, who's still got the seconds. Oh, Kento's gone in, made a mistake now, so Carl needs to keep it tidy. Kento's collected some tyres and allowed Kyle to get back through, so no, Kento is just making a few more mistakes. Kyle goes over, takes the win into that round. Kento's just coming through, he's struggling.
It's tough there. I did that same thing that Kento did now on that last lap where he crashed the first time before taking any of the tires out. Where you hit the brakes there in the car because of all the water and stuff and your tire wear, it sends your car backwards into that corner and you just run into the wall. There's like no way to stop the car almost. It's a tough turn to do on the last lap.
Okay, it did look tough, and then towards the end, especially that last lap, you could see Kento really suffering with tyre wear then, which allowed you to get that through.
I went backwards into that corner, like full sending it, tyres just spinning, and I still ran backwards, hit the wall, and like stopped with my tyres spinning to get out of that corner. So it's a tough one. It's not easy. Okay, last race of the night now. We got race 3 qualifying 4. Dusty, Kenny, Jacques, Mark and Matt. So this is full up. This is going to be a 5-car race. This is going to be a good one to watch.
This is going to be a vicious one, I think. 5 cars on that in them circumstances.
So I think this is all the guys. It looks like it is. Okay, good luck, Mark.
Thanks very much.
Good luck, everybody.
All the luck I can get.
No, man, you got this. You got this. Just be careful.
Yeah. Right, I'll leave you to it.
Alright, loading in now. So we just missed Alessandro, unfortunately, earlier. He would have made it if we had just taken a little bit longer. Okay, so Dusty now sitting on the front, so we've seen Dusty's pretty quick, so this for him is a good starting position, as long as nobody runs him wide. It's also a pretty good position there for Kenny, sitting on the right side of our screen in that black and blue Ford. Wedged into the middle there of everybody is T. Care Bear, so he's got to be very careful. And Mark following at the back there, we see Ratek in the Mini, and they're off. Dusty gets around that first turn first. Kenny up on his inside though, so this is kind of going to be a drag race down here, but Kenny now runs off the track. We've seen that a few times from the guys on that side of the track running down the straight. So Jacques now chasing down Dusty. can just see Mark running very sideways there in that Mini. Quite a lot of action going on at the moment. Nice train. Dusty just taking some of those tires with him as he goes. Dusty takes that Joker lap, still gets out ahead of the pack though, so this is exactly what Dusty wants. He just needs to put in the good laps. Got Jacques chasing him down with another Ford glued to his tail there with Kenny. Right behind Kenny is Ratek. But it's looking like Dusty is the man to beat here in this race. Jacques takes that Joker lap. Where is he going to merge here with these guys? He comes out just ahead of Kenny, so Kenny must have made a mistake. Oh, Dusty into the wall there on that last turn, so that allows Jacques now to take the lead in this race. Kenny also managing to get through, so Dusty down to third place. You can see Care Bear in the background there taking some tires with him as well. So can Jacques hold it together now and take this race home? Kenny does look like he might be gaining slightly here. And Kenny is going to go for a move up the inside here, I think he does. Side by side going into the straight. Can they hold it together? So drag race to the next corner. Who's going to back out first? Jacques sending it around the outside. They both managed to keep it on track. So Jacques cutting back up on the inside. Door to door racing here now. But Kenny now he comes out worse than that, and he goes off, losing a position to Dusty. So Dusty through to second place. The battle now is with Kenny and Ratek there for third place. Coming to the final section. So Jacques goes around that last corner now. And over the line, he's going to finish the race in first place, followed closely behind by Dusty. Ratek managing to get through to third place. Not sure what happened to Kenny because he's ended up in fifth place. So Care Bear actually finishing the race there in fourth, with Kenny having an issue there on the last few corners. He brings up the back with fifth place. Lots of position changes there. I think that's something you see a lot with this wet racing. So how did that go, Mark?
Yeah, very difficult. Made contact with Kenny as he was going into Joker. So feel pretty bad about that. It's I didn't realise he hadn't done his Joker. Time loss.
Oh,
Apologies about that.
was that on that last lap? We wondered where he disappeared to there.
Yeah, I was too involved in being in the train, and then
It was a train for a long time. It was very close racing there. He had come off some other previous knocks and things which had sent him a bit wide, and so not Kenny's race, that one, but definitely showing he has pace. So definitely going to be one of the contenders, I think, for this semi-final and final.
Yeah, definitely.
With our two drivers pulling out, and also with Alessandro not racing tonight, everybody is getting through that race tonight to that semi-final. We don't know the exact order yet because the results still need to be done. Ryan wasn't here to do it live, so I'll be sorting those out later. And we'll know by next race who's in which semi-final and how well everybody has done. But just from watching tonight, I reckon Matsutsi might surprise people with some times there that he put in tonight. It didn't do too badly at all, I don't think.
Yeah, he seemed to
And
have some good runs.
yeah, even Kento I think might have done okay.
Yeah, I think
I think
overall times are,
everybody's beaten me. Um, but yeah, no, it's looking. I can't just off the top of my head. There's no clear winner that I can think of. I know Kenny did very well most races, and Dusty did pretty well as well. Um, but it should be interesting. And
definitely
the
going to be interesting
semi-finals
going on.
takes it up to 6-lap races. So 6 laps,
Yeah,
if it's a wet race, that is going to be tough. These cars are shredding, or the minis are shredding the tires on that fourth lap. Fourth lap, I'm not working with much tire.
not much at all left on the fourth lap. But we shall see.
It could be
Maybe
worse.
work on
It
a setup.
could be one of these dry races where you blow your engine on the fourth lap.
Yeah.
So this track is very hard on your cars. It's got a bit of a reputation in our series as being one of the hardest one to manage your car through. But that's all we got tonight for racing. Well done everyone that took part. For everybody that was watching, thank you. And we'll see you again for the semi-finals and finals on Wednesday night.
Yeah, thanks very
Cheers
much.
everybody.
So.